Appraisers. I'm Joan Trice, and I'm the founder and CEO of Allterra Group, and I have most of my team with me today. We're going to talk a little bit about the Appraisal Buzzcast and why we launched this brand new platform for you. So Iramar, why don't you share with appraisers in our audience why we went down this path?
Thank you, Joan. So we wanted to reach new appraisers in a fresh new way. And so we wanted to reach those appraisers that are driving to all of their inspections that don't really have the time to sit down and read our newsletters or our magazines. They can just listen to the news right there.
Jim Morrison, our VP of Marketing and Sales. Tell us a little bit about why we decided to proceed down this path from your point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we started this, we realized there was a need to find appraisers, in other places besides just the newsletter and the website, and connect them to our sponsors that way as well. And when we started, we were just doing the audio only podcast, and we got a lot of feedback that people wanted to see who was talking. So that's when we added the video aspect to this, which has been really successful. We've been getting a lot of views from the appraisal industry through the video. So it's really, we have the dual-edged threat of the audio podcast and the video, so people can choose how they want to take this great content.
I agree. And, then we've also subsequently added a narrative interview too, so that there's multiple forms of media that people can connect with. And appraisers spend so much time in their car that just listening to that audio portion of it sometimes appeals to those folks. And in fact, yesterday I got a call from a friend of mine. He'd read the newsletter online and was about to hop on the treadmill and was going to listen to the podcast that we had with Jeremy Bagott. So I thought that was interesting. So Karen, since you're the Director of Food, Fun, and Festivities, your unofficial title, of course, tell the appraisers what you do.
Well, mostly I do the event coordination for Valuation Expo. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have those this year, although we did do a virtual Valuation Expo, but we all missed the in-person. And I think that's one of the incredible things about the video is that the Buzzcast video is that you get to put a face with the name. We're looking forward to hosting Valuation Expo in 2021. That's what I do.
Iramar, which was your favorite Buzzcast and why?
I would have to say my favorite Buzzcast would be the industry response at the beginning of COVID-19 with Greg Stevens. I feel like it offered a lot of cool advice that wasn't available to the general public that I really wasn't aware of, and I really liked researching it.
Yeah, I think the ability to get these out there quickly when we have these urgent situations, and certainly COVID was one of those. Jim, did you have a favorite Buzzcast?
My favorite was the very first one we did with Josh Wallet and Tony Pastilli on the arm's length transaction. We got a lot of feedback on that. It was very instructional for people that had those questions on when they're doing their appraisals and they're unsure about it. So it had a lot of great feedback, a lot of great scenarios of what is and what isn't. So it was really successful, and we got a lot of people that enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have to revisit that topic because I cannot tell you how frequently, I know it's weekly in social media, I see that question come up over and over and over again. And it is clearly the number one issue that confuses appraisers the most. So I think we need to continue to have educational, whether it's a webinar, Buzzcast, newsletter, and so on, we really need to drive home the difference between analyzing an arm's length transaction and what the definition of market value is. They're interrelated, but there's a lot of confusion around that issue. I think my favorite, well, I have two favorites. The one was Terrence Bilodeau, which was the first one we had where we introduced both audio and video. And that also got a lot of views and listens because I think that just the title alone, The Millionaire Appraiser, captured a lot of people's interests. And it was fascinating to see how disciplined he is, and showed appraisers and gave them good tips on how to really leverage every hour in the day and use it productively and make more money. I think that appealed to a lot of people. But intellectually stimulating was an interview with Jeremy Bagott. I'm not even necessarily talking about the topic or the subject matter. The guy is brilliant and incredibly articulate. So I hope those of you who haven't already watched that episode do so. You know, I also enjoyed interviewing my friend Pat Turner from Richmond, Virginia, and that too was incredibly popular Buzzcast. The general topic of discussion was appraisal independence, and our surveys show that, you know, there's still appraisal independence problems out there, yet once again, we don't see it end up in regulator hands. It seems to fall on deaf ears. So that's a really important topic to me and to appraisers out there. And then also James Heaslett, our friend over at the VA, and the VA is doing such a great job helping veterans, and James is absolutely devoted to expanding the VA panel. He's very approachable and reachable. If you want to be added to the VA panel, you should reach out to James Heaslett at the VA.
That was the great thing about that Buzzcast is James told them how to apply to their panel, which we always see that.
Yeah.
How do you get on VA's panel? He
Right.
gave you the step-by-step how to do it. And then he also has in the Buzz forum, he has his own channel if you want to talk to him there. So I think that was a great podcast.
Yeah, that really served the appraisal community well. Karen, did you have one in particular that you enjoyed listening to?
Well, I think my favorite is always the last one. And the last one I participated in was Jeff Sherman, who is the 2020 president of the Appraisal Institute. It really showed the very best of the appraisal industry, and that they were, you know, they're doing all these things to enhance the products and services they provide their membership. They really are putting a great deal of thought into what they're doing there.
Well, that sounds fantastic. So appraisers out there, if you have a particular topic that you would love for us to cover, or someone in particular that you think would be a fun interview, please contact RMR for the content. And if you're interested in being an advertiser or sponsor, you want to contact Jim Morrison. We're going to post their contact information for you at the end of this Buzzcast. Thank you very much, and have a great day, everybody.